Leo was a high-performing marketing executive, proud of his multitasking skills and digital savviness. His days were meticulously planned, filled with Zoom calls, emails, marketing analytics dashboards, and social media strategy sessions. He was considered a rising star in the agency world. His colleagues marveled at how quickly he responded to messages, how he never missed a deadline, how he was always on. But beneath that polished surface, Leo was crumbling. His sleep became shallow and restless. His mind raced even in the silence of night, chasing tasks and to-do lists. Conversations with friends felt distant. He was often checking notifications mid-sentence. He stopped reading books, something he once loved. Instead, he found himself endlessly scrolling through news, Twitter trends, and algorithmically chosen videos. Nothing seemed to satisfy. He felt like he was consuming more than ever, yet being nourished less. Burnout hit suddenly. One Monday morning, while preparing for a major pitch, Leo sat at his desk and froze. He couldn't remember what he was supposed to do. He stared at his screen, hands trembling, heart pounding. His assistant found him like that an hour later and called HR. He was given medical leave, in the quiet of recovery. Leo confronted something he had long avoided, his fear of stillness. He realized his constant digital engagement wasn't just about productivity. It was a distraction from discomfort, from loneliness, from meaninglessness. One afternoon, flipping through an old notebook from his college days, he stumbled across a quote attributed to Ananda, the Buddha's cousin and attendant. Simplicity is not the absence of things, but the presence of enough. That night, Leo made a decision that he declared Sundays sacred to no screens. No emails, no digital noise, just one day a week to be fully human. That he called it his digital Sabbath. The first Sunday was rough. He kept reaching for his phone. His hands twitched during breakfast. He felt like he had forgotten how to simply be. The hours stretched, unfamiliar and uncomfortable, but he persisted. That he took a walk without earbuds, listened to birdsong, smelled the earth. He journaled with pen and paper, cooked a simple meal, napped without guilt. As the sun set, he noticed something rare, a quiet contentment. In the following weeks, his Sundays began to feel like returns to self, to breath, to the spaces between doing. He spent more time in nature, visited his aging parents, reconnected with old friends over tea instead of text. Colleagues began to notice. "You seem different," one said. "Lighter." He smiled. "I started taking Sundays off." "Really off?" Some were intrigued. A few joined him. They began calling it Tech-Free Sunday. Leo's digital Sabbath wasn't about rejecting technology. It was about rebalancing, reclaiming the boundaries that endless connectivity had eroded. He returned to work with new clarity. His strategies improved, not because he worked more, but because he thought better. He began suggesting pause days in project timelines, buffer spaces to reflect, recalibrate. His team resisted at first, but gradually saw the benefits. He gave a company-wide talk titled The Art of Unplugging. In it, he spoke about Ananda's wisdom, not just in following the Buddha, but in embodying simplicity amidst complexity. Leo started writing about his journey. His blog, The One Day Revolution, went viral. He received messages from CEOs, students, parents, people craving silence, not because they hated tech, but because they missed themselves. One email stood out. A teenager wrote, "I tried a tech-free Sunday. At first it sucked, but then I painted. For the first time in years. Thank you." Leo wept. He realized his burnout had been a doorway. Through it, he had found not just recovery, but a new rhythm. He deepened the ritual. Sundays became not just screen-free, but sacred. He experimented with longer walks, silent breakfasts, poetry, gardening. He practiced mindful eating, noticed each flavor. Time slowed, and in that slowness, life bloomed. He read more about Ananda, how he was always present, always listening, how he remembered every word of the Buddha, not by memorization alone, but by attention. He gave himself fully to the moment. One passage said, Leo underlined it. He began giving himself fully to each moment too. He taught his nieces how to draw mandalas on Sundays, hosted backyard potlucks with neighbors, started keeping a gratitude journal. Only on paper, the tech-free Sunday grew into something communal. His friends hosted shared silent mornings in the park. One group played acoustic music together. No recordings, just presence. One Sunday, while walking in the woods, Leo paused near a stream. The water moved gently, glinting in the sun. Birds called overhead. He sat on a rock, closed his eyes, and listened. A breeze passed through the trees. In that stillness, something opened. It wasn't a voice, but a knowing. This is what enough feels like. He smiled that he didn't need more followers, more notifications, more input. He needed more being. And that, he realized, was the essence of what Ananda had lived. Quiet companionship with the moment. Loyalty to what was real. Simplicity not as deprivation, but as devotion. Leo kept the practice going for years, even as work accelerated, as new platforms emerged, as AI assistants became standard. His Sundays remained untouched. Eventually, his company adopted a digital recovery policy, encouraging employees to take a tech-free day once a month. Leo helped design it. He became known not just for his marketing brilliance, but for his spaciousness. People said, he's the kind of leader who listens, really listens. And every Sunday, as the sun rose and the world buzzed with alerts, Leo would light a candle, pour a cup of tea, and begin again. Just breath, just sky, just now. Peace, he had learned, wasn't in the cloud, but in presence. Viewers are encouraged to approach with clarity and mindfulness. If you found peace in this message, please like, subscribe to Alex Xander T, and share this wisdom to spread positive energy.